Good morning students, welcome back to the new session of your history of second lesson India events after 1960. Now already in the previous session we have learned regarding the two Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as well as Lal Bahadur Shastri. Now today we will be learning some more Prime Minister information. Okay. Now after Lal Bahadur Shastri, who succeeded Lal Bahadur Shastri? Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Her full name was Mrs. Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi. Okay. She ran the administration in the year 1966 to 1977 as well as 1980 to 1984. That means 2 times she became the Prime Minister, okay, in the government. And she was the daughter of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and she was the first woman to become the Prime Minister in our country. Okay, she was actually the politician and even she was like having the main role in the Indian National Congress. She became the president of the Indian National Congress as well as she was leading the party. Okay, even at the same time when Lal Bahadur Shastri was there in the party, that time she used to help Lal Bahadur Shastri, and when the time came to just conduct the election, she just defeated Morarji Desai as a rivalry and she became the Prime Minister. Now during her time, first India defeated Pakistan in the year 1971. Okay, the war took place between India and Pakistan. That time India defeated Pakistan. At the same time, there was some oppressive policies taken place in Pakistan, and there was a group named Mukti Bahini where they are trying to just create problem for the East Pakistani people, and who was the head of that? Muzaffar. Okay, so he tried to just create the problem for Pakistan. Okay, and because of that, they formed that organization called Mukti Bahini. And when they tried to create this problem, that time only many refugees came into India. Okay, then next there was actually the contributed to the emergence of Bangladesh. When actually the war took place between the India and Pakistan, that time India defeated the Pakistan, and in that period only there was a creation of or the emergence of Bangladesh had taken place. Then after that, the first successful nuclear test in 1974 had taken place. Now India feel that in order to bring the peaceful means into the country, they should have the atomic test, and even they just get success in that. Okay, so in the year they have done the underground test of atomic research. Okay, that is in the year 1974 at Rajasthan and Pokhran. Okay, and even India tried to launch a satellite that is known as Aryabhatta in the year 1975. Earlier, India used to depend on the foreign country to just launch a satellite, but now we are not depending on any country to launch any satellite. We are launching the satellite by our own. And the next point is that here the merger of Sikkim with India in 1975. Earlier, Sikkim was said to be the Union Territory. Okay, all this Union Territory was ruled by some foreign countries, like maybe the French, or maybe we can say regarding the Portuguese. Okay, later on it was ruled by the Princely States, and then they felt that if they wanted to merge with India, then they should get the full-fledged state. They don't want it to be in the Union Territory. Okay, that's why they requested the Indian government they will merge with India, provided they should get the they should fulfill the demands of them. Okay, and when they try to just give vote in the Union Republic, that time the demands get fulfilled and Sikkim came into existence as a full-fledged state. Now the next point is that she declared the national emergency and suspended fundamental rights in India. That is in the year 1975. See students, in the year 1974, the political situation in India became very worse. Okay, it grew unstable. So government was not able to just make the stable situation. Is the problems which was taken place that time. it was not possible for the government to bring it in control. And that's why what Allahabad court have declared, that when the election was going on, Prime Minister have just misused its power. That means when the election campaign was going on, Indira Gandhi have just misused her power. And they started doing an investigation against the Indira Gandhi since she have used the misuse of her power. Okay, because of that, in order to stop all these things so that the court should not do any investigation against her, she brought the national emergency law and she suspended all the fundamental rights of the people. Okay, that means though the administration came into existence well disciplined, but the people was not able to use their rights. Means all the rights were suspended. Now, emergency law means what? Whenever the government will be bringing the emergency law, whatever the rights people are enjoying, that is suspended. Okay, they won't able to go anywhere. Everywhere curfew will be there in the areas. Okay, that means people can't go out. And because of all this, since she brought the national emergency law, Jayaprakash Narayan led the movement against Indira Gandhi. Okay, and the situation became more worse. Okay, since she had brought the national emergency law, that is in the year, that thing had happened in the year 1974, but when she just led this, emergency law, that is in the year 1975, it just declared for 2 years, that is from the year 1975 to 1977. So 2 years people were facing this problem, and because of that, people just lose the faith on the government. Okay. The next point is that later on, after when she just brought this emergency law, she just left the government, okay, and again election took place. In between, again new Prime Minister have taken the charge, okay, we will be learning regarding that. But after then, again she returned to power, okay, and she became the Prime Minister in 1980. Now when again she started ruling the government, another issue took place. That Sikhs started fighting for their rights. Okay, the Sikh was just asking for the government to just let their area separate. Okay, they want a different khalista for particular Sikh people. Okay, and that's why they led the movement in Punjab. Okay, and for this movement, who was supporting Pakistan? So Pakistan was helping the Sikh people in order to just let the khalista. And because of that, what happened? All the Pakistani soldiers entered into the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Okay, and all the soldiers have taken a shelter in the Golden Temple. Now, in order to just protect the Sikh people, to protect the Punjab, okay, Indira Gandhi have just given the order to the Indian soldiers to assassinate or to kill all the soldiers. And in that period only, when she tried to just protect the people, okay, one of the bodyguard of Indira Gandhi just assassinated her. Okay, so evicted terrorists from the Golden Temple in 1984. That means these terrorists just entered into the Golden Temple in the year 1984, and she had just ordered our Indian soldiers to kill that terrorist. And at the same during this time, she was assassinated by her personal security guards in the year 1984, and that is how she died. Okay, student, due to the backdrop of the emergency when Indira Gandhi brought the national emergency law, that many opposition party came into existence. They came together and led the Janata Party. Okay, that party was known as the Janata Party. And when again election took place after 1975, Janata Party defeated the Congress, which was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Okay, she get defeated. And after that, Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister. But when he became the Prime Minister, after the formation of the Janata Party, he was not able to run down the government. Okay, the duration of his term was very short due to the internal differences. A lot of conflict taken place within the parties, and that's why his tenure ended. Okay, it was very, the tenure was for the short time. And after him, again Sri Charan Singh became the Prime Minister, okay, but even he was not became successful to run down the government. Even his duration was very for the short period, okay. And after that, again in 1980, election took place, and that time
Mrs. Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister once. So already I have learned in the year 1984, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was assassinated by one of the security guard, and soon after she was assassinated, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India. He took the charge of the administration. Okay, all of you know Rajiv Gandhi was the son of Indira Gandhi. Okay, and when he came into existence as a Prime Minister, okay, he tried to bring many reforms in our country, like maybe in the field of economy, science, and technology. Already when Mrs. Indira Gandhi was assassinated, at that time a lot of problem was going on. That means the movement has raised by the ULFA in the northeast. ULFA means what? It's United Liberation Front of Assam. It's an organization. They raise a movement in the northeast areas. Okay, that is in Assam. Okay, to get their rights. And same time. Even Rajiv Gandhi took intervention, okay. He became like a mediator in order to solve the problems of the Tamil community people, basically the minority group, okay. So already there was a lot of problem was there between the Tamil community people, minority group in Sri Lanka. And he wanted to give them the rights to give the autonomy in the administration in Sri Lankan government. But that whatever he tried to do, it was not possible, okay. Though he tried to just solve the problems of the Tamil community people, Sri Lankan people was not able, they were not ready to accept it, okay, to just give them the autonomy, to just give them some powers to work there, okay. That efforts went into vain. Afterwards, even he criticized of political corruption in the purchase of long-range cannons from Gold Coast. So, in order to protect the country, he tried to buy some, cannons that is from the Bofors company, from the foreign company. And since he tried to buy the people, just said that he is doing the corruption. Okay. And next, Congress was defeated in 1980. Since all these problems were going on, though he tried to solve the problems, he tried to work for the country, okay, in order to bring some developments, even because of these cannons, though people said he is doing corruption in the government, okay. When he again stood for the election, he was defeated. Congress party was defeated in the year 1981. Again, in the year 1991, some terrorists that is from the Tamil community only assassinated Rajiv Gandhi. Actually, he tried for the campaign, election campaign was going on. And that time only one terrorist came there. She just came as a normal person and just went and put the garland for the Rajiv Gandhi. And in that garland there was a bomb fixed. Okay. So since she put the garland, she just pressed the button and blast it. And that is how the Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated by the terrorist lady.